Ever wanted to share a really great story about your past in English? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the super simple and fun way to do just that. From what you did yesterday all the way back to your favorite childhood memories.
All right, let's start with a pretty big question. How do we really connect with people? What's one of the most powerful ways we have to share who we are?
It's really all about telling our stories. Sharing what happened just yesterday, describing that amazing vacation from last year, or, remembering something funny from when we were kids. That's how we let people really get to know us.
Okay, so let's dive into the nuts and bolts with the easiest, most common rule for talking about the past. Seriously, this one is your foundation. It's where it all starts. And honestly, it's really that simple. For a ton of action words, verbs, all you gotta do is just add the letters E and D to the end. And just like that, boom, you're talking about the past.
Just look at how simple this change is. Walk becomes walked, clean turns into cleaned, and watch becomes watched. It's a super clear and consistent pattern that you are going to see everywhere.
So check this out. Here's how you can describe a whole day using just this one rule. Let's talk about Paul's yesterday. He walked in the park, he cleaned his kitchen, he stayed at home for a bit, and then he watched a funny movie. See that? A whole story just with one simple trick.
All right, so what about the words that don't follow that nice ED rule? Well, let's take a look at what I like to call the special words. And don't worry, they're not difficult, they're just different. So here's the deal. The official term for these is irregular verbs, but honestly, I just prefer to think of them as special words. They don't play by the ED rule. Instead, they have their own unique forms for the past that you just get to learn with a little bit of practice. It's actually kind of fun. And you can see that change right here. So, for example, you don't say good, you say went. You don't say eated, you say ate. And see becomes saw. And the great thing is, these are some of the most common words in English, so you'll pick them up really, really fast. Here are a few more of these special words in action. Just think about your morning. You woke up, you made a big breakfast, you drank some coffee. Or maybe you went shopping, you bought some fruit. On vacation, you took hundreds of photos. See? You're going to be using these words literally every single day. Okay, so we've got a handle on how to say what happened. But what if you need to say something didn't happen in the past? Well, guess what? There's a super simple way to do that too. You just need one simple, really powerful word to do all the heavy lifting for you. And that word is didn't. It's the magic key to making any past action negative. But here's something really important to notice. Look at the action word. It stays in its original form. It's didn't have, not didn't had. It's didn't eat, not didn't ate. That word didn't does all the past tense work for you. It makes things so much easier. Okay, so now you've got the tools, right? You've got the ED rule, you've got the special words, and you've got didn't. So let's talk about a few fun and easy ways you can actually practice this stuff and start building up your confidence. These 3 little steps can make a massive difference. First, try writing in a diary. Just 2 or 3 sentences about your day before bed makes it a habit. Step 2, talk to the mirror. I know it sounds silly, but the mirror is an amazing listener and it never ever interrupts. And third, listen to songs. So many songs tell stories about the past, and it's a great way to hear these words used naturally. And really, the big thing to remember is that this is all about so much more than just grammar rules. It's about being able to share those beautiful photos you have in your mind, your memories, your stories, with other people. All right, so let's do a quick recap of our 3 key takeaways. First, for so many words, all you do is add ed. Simple. Second, you've got those special words that change completely, like go turning into went. And third, to say no about the past, you just use didn't plus the original action word. And to finish up, I've got a question to get you started practicing right now and sharing your own story. So think about it for a second. What was your absolute favorite toy when you were a child? Answering that one question is the perfect first step to talking about your past.